8 of the notice, but it's an unnumbered paragraph. Do you see where I am?
I can see it.
And you say at paragraph 2.5.8, and that paragraph in the notice required you to speak to your relationship with Mr. Maumela, and you deal with that in that paragraph. I guess we could number it 25 if we are to follow, but it's currently unnumbered. If you could read then that paragraph into the record.
Angwani Morgan Maumela is my friend and a person who I have previously conducted business with. At a point in time, he was the director of CAT VIP protection. I placed on record that I got to know Morgan between the year 2016 and 2017.
Okay. So you say you have previously conducted business with him. Are you able to speak to the nature of the businesses you conducted with him?
He was the director of my company, and then the other thing is matters also which are under investigation by the SIU.
So, sorry, I missed that. Please say that again.
I'm saying he was at some point a director of my company,
yes.
VIP Protection, and then the business that I'm referring to is something that I cannot speak about now because of self-incrimination, because the matter is under investigation by the SIU.
So this is one of the matters that then when you expound on this point, you'll give more detail on, and then you will assert whatever right you believe you have in law, and then you, as with the rest, you advance the basis for why you believe that you are entitled to assert such a right. Okay.
Yes, I will.
Then the next paragraph, and again it's unnumbered, we could pencil it in as 26. This is in response to...
Sorry, Ms.
Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, Ms. Sula, maybe just to finish off. So these are the only two business transactions that you've been involved with Mr. Maumela?
Yes.
Just these two? Yes. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Commissioner. And now, we move on still at page 16. Once again, we're dealing with an unnumbered paragraph. I propose we scribble it in as paragraph 26. This is in response to paragraph 2.5.9, and once again here you are asked to speak to your relationship with now Mr. Suliman Carrim. And under the heading at paragraph 2.5.9, you deal with that. Do you mind reading that into the record?
I confirm that I know Suliman Carrim. I previously approached Mr. Carrim to request for funding for my company, Medicare 2420. As already alluded to above, I have since been charged with respect to the Medicare subs tender, and as such, I do not wish to comment further on the nature of the relationship with Mr. Carrim beyond confirmation that a funding agreement was concluded, a company belonging to Mr. Carrim. I'm aware that there are ongoing investigations on the Medicare subs contract, particularly a financial investigation on the flow of funds from the said contract, and therefore I am of the view that any further comments beyond that which I have provided may lead to self-incrimination.
On this score, you reference a funding agreement concluded with a company belonging to Mr. Carrim. What company is that? Which of his companies?
It's Tamiz or something. Just Tamiz.
Tamiz. Okay. Now, when was this about timeline?
July, August 2024.
2022?
2024.
Oh, okay. Now, was that agreement given effect to, that funding agreement, in a sense that, was the funding extended by his company to you?
Yes, it was.
And how much, what's the amount of the loan?
It's 15 million.
Come again?
15 million rand.
15 million. And you say that you concluded in a funding agreement with a company belonging to him. Was it you personally, or was it one of your companies with this, you say it's Tamiz, a company belonging to Mr. Carrim? Who is the other contracting party in this?
No, it was me and him.
You personally?
Yes.
Okay. And what bearing does this funding agreement have on the Medicare contract, if any? Because I see you are invoking once again a right not against self-incrimination.
Yes.
So if I could perhaps understand, what bearing does it have on?
Unfortunately, I couldn't go into the details of
Okay. Now, you are able to furnish us equally with a copy of this agreement so that we can have an appreciation of how you extend its terms to the Medicare contract?
The agreement was done orally.
Or this one was an oral agreement?
I do, however, have, but it's an unsigned agreement.
Okay, but then I understand from what you're saying that he eventually, the loan of 15 million was eventually extended on the basis of an oral agreement and a gentleman's handshake. Is that a fair assessment?
Of course, yes.
Okay. Now, you say you know Mr. Suliman Carrim. Is he a friend of yours?
Who?
You say you know him, Mr. Suliman Carrim. He's a
yes.
friend of yours.
Not a friend. I know him through his security business also.
And remember, I was quite surprised earlier. I think I'm quite jealous of the friendships that you have. You get 5 million without security. Now you're getting 15 million from somebody you know, close to you, with not even a written agreement in place. Why would he trust you with that amount of money? You say he's not your friend?
I don't know. That I can't answer for him.
Okay.
I can't.
On what basis did you expect him to trust you when he's not your friend?
I think...
Chairperson, again, the witness has said he's confirmed there was an agreement. But he said this agreement goes into charges that he's currently faced. It's being investigated and it's part of the Medicare agreement. Leonard Friend is, with respect, going beyond just confirming there was an agreement and confirming the terms of the agreement and the amount involved. He's claimed privilege on that respect, or in that respect, on that contract.
What would implicate the privilege, just on this one question?
Chairperson, I'm not going to, I will withdraw the question at this point in time. But
Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Then perhaps if you could assist us. I'm interested in the nature of relationship that you had with Mr. Carrim and how you could persuade him to extend to you a loan of 15 million in the absence of a written agreement, and I assume no security or guarantee for the repayment of that loan. Are you able to take the commissioners into your confidence?
I did not have to persuade him. I just showed him my contract and my SLA, and then I just maybe discussed how much the contract is worth and how much he can make out of it.
Okay.
And then it was not a matter of I had to persuade him. It was either whether he is doing it or not, so I didn't have to persuade him.
Now, originally I thought it was a written agreement, and you corrected me and you said, no, this one was an oral agreement, and I'd asked for a copy of the written agreement.
Between myself and Carrim.
And Mr. Carrim, you said it was an oral agreement, right?
Yes, yes.
And the benefit of having had a written agreement is that it would then inform the commission of the terms of the loan, correct?
Yes.
Now, we don't have that benefit. Being an oral agreement, are you able to assess what were the terms of that loan, repayment, whether or not your company or you were restricted in terms of how you utilize those amounts, the 15 million, terms of repayment, length of repayment, interest rate applicable, the usual loan agreement terms, which applied in this case?
Commissioner, like I said before, this is a matter that is in court. However, I will just have to check because I think I was paying him 10% of what SEPS was paying me.
Yes.
And for a period of how long, I don't remember. I think I was supposed to do that until I reach. I don't remember the contents of the contents of our agreement on top of my head.
Okay.
But what I know is that I was paying him 10% of what SEPS was paying.
Have you paid off this loan
No,
to
no.
date or still outstanding? Do you have a sense of the amount outstanding?
No, I don't know.
Any educated guess?
No, I can't.
Seda?
I can't.
You can't answer. But I take it that these are issues that can be addressed by, is it your personal bank account or your company's bank account that was settling the loan? So we can take it from other verifiable sources.
Of course, yes.
Okay. Now,
Can I just ask a question
Yes.
still on this Carrim relationship? Mr. Matlala, before you approached, you say you knew Mr. Carrim, he had a company, security company, also had a security company. Before you approached him for this loan, what was the nature of your relationship with him?
With some, I used to, for me to end up knowing him, he also used to come and visit Mr. Musibi at his farm, and then because he will see me there now and then, we ended up being close. So maybe I will also say because of the advice that we'll share within the security industry, so we ended up becoming close.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr.
thank you. And perhaps a related question, if I hadn't asked it, when did you get to know Mr. Carrim? Were you introduced or you just bumped into each other within the security sector because you both played in that space?
Yeah, we just bump into each other.
When was that?
Maybe during, I'll say from maybe 2020.
2020. And as I understand it, and I speak under correction, Mr. Carrim is from the Northwest.
Yes.
Does he provide his services out here in Gauteng, or alternatively, do you provide your services out in Northwest? I'm trying to see where you bumped into each other to get
Yes,
to know
he's
each
from
other.
Northwest, but he stays in Sandton.
Oh, so he operates his security businesses here in the Gauteng area.
I don't know where he operates his business.
So where would you have bumped into each other?
I said he used to visit Mr. Msibi.
Oh, yes, okay. Thank you. And you met him in 2019, you said?
I'm saying maybe 2020, 2021.
19 to 21, thereabout?
Between a bit, yeah.
All right.
Mr. Matlala, I may have misunderstood your answer in the light of this discussion with Ms. Sidlo. I have you in answer to me, and I may be wrong, I may have misunderstood. I have you saying you met him at Mr. Msibi, and because he was in the security industry, you ended up having discussions, and that's how over time you became close.
Yes,
Is that
that's correct. That's
Okay.
correct.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Mr.
Thank you, Commissioner. Well, I know that once again you are set your right in respect of the loan and the relationship, the loan advanced by Mr. Carrim to you and the relationship you maintain with him. It's fair to assume that when in your supplementary, when dealing with these issues, you are able to delineate matters that you can speak of regarding Mr. Suliman, and you distinguish that from matters on the basis of which you invoke your rights, and of course you advance the basis for which you contend that your constitutional rights will otherwise be infringed if you are required to testify to those issues. Will you assist us in that sense?
Yes, I will.
And if you may, please, I know you did indicate that you will not recall off the top of your head what the terms of your oral loan agreement were, but I think with application of mind and thanking you might be able to recall some of these terms and to indicate the status of the loan as we speak.
The status.
The status of the loan. I know you say it's an outstanding. You do not remember the amount of the outstanding amount of the loan. So with time, something might help you recollect, and if you could share that with us, I would appreciate that. It is a fact. It is what it is. It's either paid in full or paid in half or 10% paid. I would have a challenge, and you claiming that to tell us that 10 million is outstanding would incriminate you, whereas telling us that 3 million is outstanding will not incriminate you. I hope you get what I'm saying. So as to the amount that is outstanding on that loan, it's a fact, and if you could just advise us of that, I would appreciate it.
Commissioner, I don't think I'll be able to because I do not have my bank statements, but I don't know if the Commission has my bank statements. We can check from there, and then it will show how much was paid and how much is outstanding.
Well, but then we can only do so if you tell us how many bank accounts you were paying from.
It was paid from my Medicare bank account.
The Medicare
Yes.
bank account?
Yes.
Then we'd have to know the terms. You spoke of at 10% of the value of the contract, a whole number of, information, some information will have to be put at our disposal to be able to interpret your bank accounts. Then we'd have to know who the loan was being paid to. Is it to Mr. Carrim directly, to a company? You said Tamiz, or which company? How do we trace who is receiving repayment on the loan? You'd have to give us those indications, then at least we know what to start searching for.
So, Chairperson, do I understand my learned friend correctly that the Commission is in possession of the bank statements?
I apologize, Chair. No.
No,
I'm correcting. I never claimed the Commission is in possession of anything.
That's what I wanted to clarify. If they're not, then going further with this would have no, we can't move further with this aspect, and then we have to, because that's what I understood. She said, my learned friend implied that there are bank statements, but the timelines for which is applicable needed to be indicated. So I'm just trying to ascertain, do they have the bank statements or not? Otherwise, we will make we'll deal with it ourselves.
Chair, if I may, I'm having an engagement with the witness, and I established what the witness has thus far told the Commission, that there was a loan for 15 million. That one of the terms for this loan was that Mr. Carrim would receive 10% of the value of the contract, and that the loan has not been extinguished in its entirety, that it was repayable over a certain period, the detail of which he can't recall, and that it was an oral agreement. So my question is, we now have established that you received 15 million, not all of it has been repaid. He says he was paying through, when I asked what is the outstanding amount, he says that can only be determined through his bank account. I say it's dependent on who was paying towards that loan agreement. You must go on record and you say, my personal bank account. Then we know which account to target to then do that arithmetic exercise. Then you must indicate who it was being paid to. He mentioned a company called Tamiz. There could very well have been another company by Mr. Carrim that was receiving on behalf of Tamiz. Are we confronted with such? So the point I'm making was there is so much information and fact that Mr. Matlala must put to us for us to determine whether or not the exercise he wants us to undertake is even feasible. He's not going to search us, he's not going to direct us to go search for every bank account that he could potentially be associated with, and then to read through it and determine whether this amount was it potentially paying towards this loan. That's all, that's the only point I'm making. So I'm responding to the invitation by Mr. Matlala.
Mr. Matlala, thank you. Mr. Matlala, I think what you should try to do, I understand you've been saying that some of the issues that are being addressed with you are not practical for you because of where you are. But is it practical for you to, the Commission can subpoena the banks to give us the statements. But there is the detail that Ms. Silo refers to, which is, but what if some payments were not necessarily made to the company that had loaned the amount, which would mean that it's more practical for you to identify the payments from your statements. So would it be possible for you, when the supplementary statement is prepared, to attach the relevant statement and to indicate or identify the particular payments that were made and the entities or persons to whom those payments were made towards repaying the loan? You should be able to do that even if you are in custody, I would think. It is a practical way, how, I'm not sure myself, to lay your hands on your bank statements, or rather your company's Medicare 24's bank statement.
Chairperson, unfortunately myself, I won't be able to obtain those statements because my account has been frozen. So I don't have any direct, or I cannot even send someone to get those bank statements for me because those accounts are not active anymore. So I do not know how are they. Maybe the commission can get, but myself I can't.
Perhaps then, Mr. Lilo, the commission should obtain the bank statements. Mr. Matlala should then be furnished with copies of the statements for him to then identify the relevant payments.
We could endeavor to do that, and I'm thinking of the time that we have. But perhaps to assist us in this exercise, if Mr. Matlala in his supplementary statement could answer some basic questions of from which accounts were the payments towards the loan made and who were the recipients of those amounts in part payment of this loan, then at least we can focus our search. So if he was paying out of one account and maybe three, if he could help us identify those accounts, and if the recipients used more than one account, if he could help us identify who the recipients were, then we'll do our best to try and see if we can obtain the accounts for the various entities. Thank you, Chair.
All right, I think practically then let's resolve it that way.
I heard the suggestion. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chair. Now, Mr. Matlala, we are still at your page 16. I think this would be paragraph 27. Once again, unnumbered, it fell off. But I think you may want to read the last paragraph at page 16, which would bring us to the end of your statement.
I reserve my right to provide the Commission with a supplementary sworn statement to deal with issues that have not been dealt with in this affidavit.
Thank you. Now, this would bring us to the conclusion of your statement. I do appreciate that we're going to receive a supplementary statement from you, but at this juncture, is there anything else you'd like to say to the commissioners, or will you use that opportunity after we have traversed your supplementary statement?
You asking if I have something to say to the Commission?
Yeah, if there's anything to add to your statement. If you look at, we are at the conclusion of your statement, so I was asking whether there is anything else you would like to bring to the attention of the commissioners.
Mr. Lord, do you want him to make a closing statement? I have two quick, short questions.
No, absolutely,
that
Commissioner.
I want to ask, then he can
make his closing statement.
Mr. Matlala, very quickly, when you were talking about your relationship with Commissioner Julius Mkhwanazi, you said he used to frequent a clinic that is owned by your company. Was that clinic owned by Medicare 24, or what's the nature of that?
No, it was owned by Medicare 24 Holdings, not my company.
Oh, it was not owned by your company?
Yes.
And you don't know if that clinic had a relationship with the Ekurhuleni municipality?
They did.
They did?
Yes.
And it related to COVID?
Yes.
Okay. But it was not your company, it was Holdings.
Yes.
Okay, I'm clear. And then, do you or your wife own a company that provided training services to the city of Ekurhuleni or EMPD?
To the city of Ekurhuleni, yes.
What is the name of that company?
It was a Buena Vista Learning Academy.
Buena Vista Learning Academy.
Yes.
Are you a shareholder or a director in that company?
No, I'm not.
You are not?
Yes.
It is owned wholly by your wife?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Chair and Commissioners. That would bring us to the end of Mr. Matlala's statement. And as I just checked with him whether there is anything else he would like to say at this juncture or whether he would reserve that to after we have dealt with his supplementary statement. Thank you, Chair.
Mr. Matlala?
No, whatever I have, I will add it on my supplementary statement.
Noted. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the end of it for now. Ms. van den Heever?
Chairperson, that brings us back to where we were.